Great. Now you can hear me. Love that. Gonna hurry up and get this done. Not gonna stay in here too long. Shout out to Kayla, Quay, and B. Jeffers for being here on time and listening to me rant and rave. All right. So the show kicked off with Liv Morgan and her stooges, and then they brought out Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. I told y'all that Candice was gonna be their fifth member. You're welcome. I also told y'all that Rhea Ripley was gonna come back Monday. I was dead sure of it, mainly because they got to keep building it up, and they still have their um qualifier match for who gets the advantage in War Games. They still got to set up the men's, which I will get to that in a second. But let's get into this. So, to be clear about what happened, to make it just so it's very simple and plain, Rhea Ripley returned after everybody came out there, said what they had to say. Bianca, Jade, Naomi, and Io didn't really say much. They just was like, we ain't show up alone. And of course, Liv Morgan had to say a lot without really saying much. And basically, Homegirl was just like, oh, well, I'm really, really smart because I have all five of my people and you don't have enough or whatever. And they were just like, who's going to be your fifth member? Who do you have? And that's when Rhea Ripley's music hits. And she come out there dressed like Edward Scissorhands. And I was like, well, goddamn. A bitch leave for for a little bit and come back and just scare motherfuckers. Got full on bangs and everything. I'm like, okay, girl. Anyway, she ain't say much either. All she said was War Games and headbutted the shit out of Liv Morgan. And it don't matter. Whenever Rhea goes up against Liv always getting that ass tagged. She be acting like Rhea Ripley be beating the hell out of her. Hello to my member Quan. How are you? I don't understand it, but that's the way that it went down. The match is set. It is 5-on-5. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi will face off against Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae in War Games. And I'm very happy at how Triple H was able to weave in Io Sky and Candice LeRae. To be fair, War Games is a better matchup when you have people from all walks of wrestling coming in to wrestle. If you have just power people in the match, it's not a fun match. It's boring and it takes away from the fun stage. That is what happened with the first match against the Bloodline. That's why it was so boring because there was nobody really taking any risks or having any fun. It just was a lot. It was just a lot of bullshit, you know. This, however, is a balanced War Games matchup. Okay. This is a balanced match. You got your high flyer, you got your power wrestler, you got your combo wrestler, you got plenty of power on Bianca, Jade, and Bria's side. And then you got power with Tiffany, you got power with Nia, power with Raquel, and then you've got two possible combo and or high flying superstars in Candice LeRae and Liv Morgan. This is where Triple H does the best at is balancing out the teams and making sure. I'm sorry, y'all, my ears are clogged. And making sure that every aspect of this cage will be used no matter who's in it. Okay. And this also sets up Candice LeRae and them to be able to have a moment. We didn't always get that with the previous War Games, but now we have an opportunity, except for the ones that was in NXT. But now we have an opportunity. They have an opportunity to really make this fun. So this is the graphic for the War Games match, and they put Liv Morgan in the front. Whatever. But it's the heels versus the baby faces or the anti-heroes and faces. So we'll see. We shall see. Let's just play a little round robin here. We had a matchup between Zelina Vega, Rey Mysterio, Chad, and Ivy Niles. They lost to Vega and Mysterio. Chad Gable was pretty in his feelings about it. Came in there, the two boys is in there trying to, tell him like, "Hey, we're gonna get him next time. Don't worry about it." And Chad Gable was like, "Do you like being a loser?" And like slapped his family. They like being slapped. Apparently, that's they kink. Um, they like being slapped. It's a good motivator for them. They got hyped up and they was just hugging and shit. And I was just like, y'all can do and shit and BDSM in the back. We don't need to see you being these men on TV. We don't need to see that. Okay. Ivy just standing there. She don't know what to believe if they mad or happy at each other. She don't know. She don't know shit. So I guess whatever works for you. I don't know. At this point, I don't care. I generally don't care. I do not care enough to try to understand it, nor do I care enough to even talk about it. I'm being honest with you. It's not worth the conversation. Oh, Brian Breaker and Sheamus had a match to which it didn't get to have a proper ending. It was actually a pretty solid match between the two men. It did not get to have a proper ending because Ludwig got hyped up by Gunther and told him he needed to start doing things for himself, handling things for himself. For once, I agree with Gunther. Ludwig's whole personality is wrapped up in, being the ring general sidekick. And Gunther is like, you need to have your own thing. You need to be your own man. You need to fight for yourself. You need to have your own thing to go after. And talking and saying things in my on my behalf is not right because I don't need you to do that. I don't need you to protect me. You need to be more concerned about what you want and what you want to do for you. So there's that. And why do people just keep it allowing it to happen? That knee that Sheamus gave to counter that spear was clean as hell. It was a good match. I'm disappointed that it didn't get to have the finish that it deserves. I think sometimes when it comes to Triple H and his booking, while he is trying to set up other people, he ends up undercutting something that actually would be really good. If it was at the end of the match and it was like they were both exhausted, they were laid out, nobody was moving, and then Ludwig came in there after a pin was a kick out and they stomped on he caused a DQ, then I probably wouldn't be mad because there was going to be a definitive finish and he just came in to be petty. But this seemed like this was at the height of the match. The part of the match where you see who's actually going to win or not. And he came in and kind of ruined it. So Ludwig ended up on top. He laid out the champion, which I didn't have a problem with. And he also laid out Sheamus and he told him that he did tell him that it's not over, which is fair. He did say that to Sheamus. He told him it's not over and he was going to be coming back after him. So I don't know what they're going to do, but if I was Adam Pearce, this would be a triple threat at Saturday night main event for the Intercontinental Championship. Because to be honest with you, Brian Breaker having the Intercontinental Championship is not entertaining. His matches are great, but he doesn't really do well with build up. And I don't understand it, but he's not interesting as a champion. He has a better shot when he is chasing the championship. I think him and Ethan Page are on the very same page. They operate better when they're going after something because when they get it, unless they have some kind of way to keep people's interest in them, they don't really do well as champions. And Brian Breaker is one of those people. He has nothing to offer, not nothing that I want to see. Meanwhile, Gunther thought he was gonna get the drop on Damien. Damien was back there signing stuff. It looked like, and after he got done talking to Ludwig, before Ludwig went and attacked Sheamus and them, he decided he was gonna attack Damien because he telling him basically, "Hey, I ain't no slouch. I'm still who I am. I'm still the ring general. I don't need all I need to do is just show you who I am." So he went after Damian Priest. He almost got that motherfucker, but Damien was able to get the drop on him. And Gunther was laid out in the middle of the flow, you know. And he told Gunther, he said, "Hey, Gunther, you might be the ring general when you out there in that ring, but he said out here on the streets, like period, King Poppy in these streets, bitch. Get that hoe." Adam came over there trying to figure out what fuck going on. I was like, "Nah, Adam, your homeboy went up there and ran up and got done up. That's what happens. Okay, you did that on your own. Like you should have minded your motherfucking business. Don't run up on somebody if you ain't gonna be able to take their ass out. Don't do that. Get your ass whooped in these streets. Okay. Now let's talk about Sideshow with Bob and New Day. As soon as this, let's talk about Sideshow Bob and the New Day. So towards the end of the show, Kofi was talking to Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine. Maxine outfit was cute, by the way. And Otis was like, "Hey, what's going on with you and Xavier? What's going on with New Day?" And he was like, "You know what, Otis? I really don't know. It doesn't seem like we're on the same page." And then here comes Sideshow Bob coming in there like he concerned and he really care. And he's just like, "Okay, I talk. Can we talk?" And Kobe like, "All right, cool. What's up?" And he was like, "Yeah, I just feel like, you know, we aren't operating like we are the greatest tag history. Like we're not on the same page. I don't know what's going on with us, but I really just can't get Cross's words out of my head. Whereas New Day is dead, and we're the only ones that know it." And Kobe was like, "Man, New Day is not dead." He was like, "You just gotta believe in what we start. Why the reason why we start this in the first place?" Like he was like, "Why are you always putting that off on me? Like I always had New Day's best interest at heart." And then Otis is like, "Hey," because they arguing. And Otis is like, "Hey, y'all are good friends. Like y'all shouldn't be arguing. Y'all could come together." And he was like, "Otis, shut up, man. Who told you to say anything?" Start going off on Otis, talking about that's why Chad Gable dropped y'all asses because he upgraded his family. He didn't need y'all. And I was like, "Now see, Sideshow Bob, you tripping. Okay? You tripping. Because see, if I'd have told see, they be picking the right ones because I would have got Xavier Woods' ass together. I would have been like, "Yeah, you're right. Chad Gable dropped me. He dropped Maxine, Akira, and he went and got the best of the American gladiators that he could find." You are absolutely right. But you know one thing that I know that you don't? I know how to win money in the bank. I know how to do that. I even know how to be put in the match. Huh? 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 You want me to say it again? You want me to make sure it's staying real good? Like, your biggest problem is you don't have no individual success in the WWE. And you're so concerned about proving everybody that New Day still exists and New Day is still this and New Day is still that, that you will sacrifice the very well-being of your partner. You will destroy him mentally, you'll destroy yourself mentally, and you will destroy the legacy of New Day, all to prove that you are worthy. But the reality of the situation is you ain't proving it to nobody but yourself. If Karrion Kross was able to get in your head that quickly, then you obviously already had these thoughts before he got there. And all he did was exacerbate it and make it harder for you to ignore it. So don't blame Karrion. Blame your own insecurity. You're insecure. You've always been insecure, and you always make it seem like everybody is attacking you, like everybody's targeting you, and that is a sign of insecurity. Nobody's coming after you, Xavier, because it doesn't do anything for them to come after you, except for Karrion, because Karrion likes toying with people. But let me tell you something about Karrion Kross. He has met his match in Bray, in Bo, and all of the Wyatt Sick. Okay, he has met his match with them. Now today, the Miz and Karrion cut a promo about their beautiful rules on the Wyatt Sick. But what they fail to realize is that every action has a reaction, and they are not playing the same kind of game that they're playing. And I believe Karrion knows more than what he's letting on, because last week when Bo Dallas was sitting there laughing, Uncle Howdy was laughing. Karrion was a little disturbed by that. He was a little disturbed. Everybody else was very excited, living their best life, happy. Ha ha, we got y'all. Biz over there clapping. Ha ha, we got y'all. Yeah, you did. and now I'm gonna get you. So when the YS6 do get their lick back, and they will get their lick back, I don't want to hear nothing. He said, it was his greatest art. It was his greatest masterpiece. The blood was a beautiful touch. Made it look even more real. He's right. He is absolutely right. But then Carrion was basically like, we gonna come after y'all. We gonna take y'all out. Y'all got a little bit of time. TikTok. And when they pulled up the YS6 and Uncle Howdy talked, I swear to God, that was Bray Wyatt. I'm looking and I'm like, Jesus, he looks just like his brother. My God. He looked exactly like his brother. Talk like you can still hear Taylor, but Jesus, he looks like his brother. He gained in weight like his brother. It's scary. I'm like, his eyes, the way he talked. I don't know no other way to explain it other than he damn near embodied his brother right then and there. Scared the daylights out of me. I had to do a double take. But he made a promise that they was going after them fools. And he said, I didn't want to do this way. But you forced my hand. And now I'm going to have to come after you. Oh boy. It's about to be rough around here. This is going to be an interesting time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the main event. The mess. So, Brian said freaking Rollins had a match. Hold tight, y'all, before this damn thing cut off on me again. Still don't know my words, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate. Damn, you ain't deserve. All right. So Seth and Bronson Reed had their match. And in the beginning of the match, the Usos, Sammy, and of course, the New Bloodline came down. They got into a brawl. They ended up brawling out of the arena. But I knew that Solo was going to pop up at some point. I mean, Bronson Reed is now his new homeboy. Now, prior to this match happening, they went to Seth outside of Roman and told him, we need you. He said, listen, when you had your op with, or Cody was your op, but you knew you had the team with somebody that you wasn't relatively cool with to be able to take him down. He was like, this is the same situation, different toilet. And Roman was like, listen, if it was Sammy, if it was Jay, if it was Jimmy, I got y'all back all day. 10 toes down, I'm with you. But he said, I will never stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder with Roman Reigns. That tyrant is never going to change. If we help him, I promise you it's just going to be another road to him being at the top of the mountain and taking over the company again. And I'm sorry, but I'm not aiding and embedding that. I can't help him. I won't help him. Y'all handle this however y'all want to. He said after War Games is done and after everything is done, I hope y'all do what y'all need to do. But he was like, I'm out. That was their last Hail Mary because nobody else wants to team with them. Now, he was like, there's nothing I want more than to get Bronson Reed in the cage and beat the hell out of him. But he was like, I got an opportunity against Bronson Reed tonight. Now, given what we just heard, it makes perfect sense, right? That the bloodline wouldn't be there because Seth declined the offer. It'd be different if he was like, you know what? I'll think about it. But Seth didn't accept. He flat out declined to participate in this War Games match with them. Completely declined it. So my mind would have been, all right, he's not going to be in the War Games match. That's one less motherfucker I got to worry about. Right? Wrong. Because they had the match. I told y'all, Bloodline, Usos, they came out fighting. That eradicated them. That only left one motherfucker on the Bloodlines roster, and that was Solo. Solo shows up and causes a distraction for Seth, which allows for Bronson Reed to hit his move and then hit the tsunami. I think it was a Samoan drop and then into the tsunami, which he ended up winning the match. And then, of course, Solo was standing tall with his newest acquisition of Bronson Reed after he done helped him beat Seth freaking Rollins. Now, this is the only way to lure Seth into this match, okay? Because Bronson could have easily lured Seth into this match by taunting him or attacking him, but they decided to go this route, which I thought was just really interesting. And I don't know. They've got 2 weeks left to build this so that it makes sense for everybody to understand why he would be in this match. While Bronson is a good reason, they also have to deal with the fact that he has his reasoning for having his fight against Roman. That is a totally different factor that has to be included, and it's too many layers. Is my point. Now, earlier in the night, the last piece that I forgot to tell y'all about was Judgment Day. And of course, because Liv got headbutted, Finn was like, "Oh, Liv, I know you're tired. You got a lot to deal with. Rhea's back. Io's coming after your title now. You got this big match coming up in a few weeks. Like, it's a lot of work you got to put in. So I'll take reins. I'll take point this week. Don't worry about it." She was like, "Okay, thanks. Appreciate it." I'm like, I don't know why you let her take point at all. But sure, go off, sis. He is being very sarcastic and petty. I don't know why nobody noticed the fact that Finn Balor was being absolutely condescending to Rhea and especially to Dominic Mysterio. He went out there and told Dom, he said, "Dom, you pinned Damian Priest all by your lonesome. You won. You beat him." And he was like, "You and Carlito are going to go out there and beat the hell out of the War Raiders. Unless you go out there and you piss them off, they beat the hell out of you. You lose, and the War Raiders go on to go up against us, which that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen." Well, sort of that's what happened. So the War Raiders did end up beating Carlito and Dominic Mysterio, and it took, Finn and JD McDonough to come out there later on and beat down the War Raiders, which just lends a lot of credence to the fact that the War Raiders are going to get them tag team titles. And this is going to send Finn over the edge for sure. And that's going to be the full on catalyst of the breakdown of the Judgment Day, because it just can't get no better than that. Now, that was Raw, ladies and gentlemen. That was it. That's all. Now, what they did announce is that on next Monday, they will have the Advantage match. And in every every War Games match, there is an advantage. It means they get to come out first, which means they will have more people in the match for a length of time, which could give them quite the advantage over their opponents. Okay. So that match is going to be between Nia Jax and Bianca Belair, and that's going to happen next week. I don't know who's going to win that match, but mark my words, whoever wins the advantage usually loses inside War Games. Remember that I'm telling you this. Whoever gets the advantage loses inside War Games. Now, Triple H could very well flip the script and change things, okay? He could very well shift the narrative. He has done it before. He can do it again, but I don't think that he will. I think he's going to stick to the original formula, and whoever gains the advantage will lose at War Games. And I'm hoping that it's Nia Jackson. Because I want them to lose. I want Liv Morgan to feel like her world is crashing around her. And it needs to start at War Games heading into Royal Rumble. She needs to feel like shit is about to hit the fan. That's how it should feel for her. Because she's been getting everything she's wanted and nothing has been going wrong for her. Everything has been going right. So there needs to be some curveballs thrown in there. There needs to be some segues. There needs to be something. Okay? Anywhoosies. SmackDown this week is going to continue. Now, if you notice, this week we saw a lot of video packages. Saw a video package for Dakota Kai, video package for Lyra Valkyria. I'm standing by the fact that they're going to create a women's intercontinental championship match. I mean, belt. The reason why I say that is because this particular bracket is made up of nothing but SmackDown women. There are no Raw women in this bracket. There's no Raw side of the Women's United States Championship tournament. This is all SmackDown people. Okay? Them video packages were very interesting. Okay? So I'm gonna stick to the fact that I think they're gonna make an intercontinental championship for the women. And I think that that tournament is going to start probably around the time of maybe after Royal Rumble or before it and lead up to Royal Rumble. Something along those lines. Either that or it will start at like Elimination Chamber or be an Elimination Chamber match. Something tells me that that's what's going to happen because there's just this bracket is only made up of women from SmackDown. And I feel like if that belt was going to be made for both brands, they would have women from both brands in this tournament. And they don't. They just have the girls from SmackDown in here. But we'll be on the second leg of this tournament here. And it's supposed to be Bianca, Blair, and Chelsea. Bianca is working, honey. Bianca is working. Her ass has been on Raw. She just got done fighting on Raw in them stiletto silver boots, child. She gonna be on SmackDown wrestling in this tournament. She finna be back on Raw again that next Monday, wrestling for the advantage for her team for War Games. Bianca is gonna be tired, honey. They are working Bianca in that ponytail to death, child. Okay. Now Bianca is gonna be on SmackDown wrestling for her life. I think Chelsea's gonna win this match. I think the W's gonna go to Chelsea. I don't think Bianca gonna win. To be honest, I don't need Bianca to win in this particular case. But Kevin and Cody are also gonna be face to face. Oh God. Hold on, y'all. Making my life difficult right now. Anyways, Kevin and Cody are gonna have a face off on Friday as well. And this is because these two men have been, I guess you could say, dancing around each other. Kevin Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna go. Um, I think they should wait until Mania. They can have a 6-woman ladder match for the IC Women's title. I don't care. Whatever makes y'all happy. Whatever makes y'all happy. So Kevin and Cody will be face to face Friday. They're gonna argue, talk, holler, scream, whatever the case may be. I don't know how exactly they're gonna do this and not boil over into some mess, but they may end up setting up a match for Survivor Series as well. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. But they're going to be meeting up. So that's what's going to be happening outside of bloodline business. Now, y'all know this past Friday, Roman Reigns tried to call his wise man, and the wise man didn't answer because his number has changed. It's disconnected. And some of y'all that was like being weird about it, talking about, well, he destroyed his phone. Y'all some interesting creatures, because I don't never hear y'all say stuff like that when y'all go and get new phones. Like, if y'all break y'all phone, y'all don't go change y'all number, do y'all? Right? Okay. Just make sure when y'all talk about it, the logic is mathing. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now, Monday Night Raw has been announced that it will premiere Monday, January 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And this is going to be in Los Angeles. This is going to be live from LA, the very first live action Raw on Netflix. Now, after that Mike Tyson fight, Netflix, baby, let me tell you something. Wrestling fans are not like any other type of fans on this planet. If your ass don't beef up them servers so you can handle the load of people that will be on Netflix, including people who are just watching shows and shit, your ass is gonna be SOL. Because when I tell you the tweets, the blue tweets, the motherfucking Instagram posts, the TikToks, bitch, it's gonna be a massacre on Netflix if y'all don't get this fixed. Okay? Because what I will not be doing is watching Monday Night Raw and then in the middle of somebody's promo, it's buffering. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I won't be dealing with that. Y'all need to fix that now. Add to the servers, because you clearly could not handle the load. You clearly couldn't handle the amount of people that were trafficked on your streaming app. You got to fix that. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. You got to fix it, bitch. You got to fix it. Okay? Now, just for an overall, so we know what's happening. Survivor Series is November 30th. That is, count them, 2 weeks from now. November 30th. We already have one title match. For the World Heavyweight Championship, it's going to be Gunther versus Damian Priest. We already have our 2 War Games matches booked as well. So there'll be no women's matches for titles at War Games, because all of the titles will be involved in the War Games match. It's kind of clever, isn't it? Very much is. Now, we have Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, and Candice LeRae, all on one side. And then on the other side, we have Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Io Sky, and Naomi. And they all will be facing off against each other in Survivor Series War Games. Okay? For the menzies, we have the new bloodline versus the old bloodline. And for now, it is 5-on-4. But I suspect that going into War Games, that will change. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all. Okay? Make sure that you guys rate, comment, and subscribe, and follow the page. New content is going to be coming soon, especially for my members. They always get the content first because they paid for the content. Okay? I will be posting some videos very soon, podcast style, of course, because I can get them up very quickly. We will have discussions, and then I will post those up for everybody to see later on. But I'm going to be doing predictions for War Games. As soon as they give us the full card for War Games, we'll be talking about it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
If you don't want to see me, if you don't want to see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up.